Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. This is going to be a bonus reading for Aries. The reason I'm doing a bonus reading for Aries is that it's the third most active reading this month. So I had somebody posted a really nice compliment in the comments, and I went to respond or like or whatever, and then it just disappeared. And YouTube used to do that to me all the time. I would post um a couple of links in the comments, in case people didn't actually open the description box, and it would just delete my comments on my own goddamn channel. So I don't know if people are leaving me really nice comments and then deleting them, or if YouTube is just eating them and deciding that I don't actually need to thank people for their feedback when they tell me that it was accurate for them. Um, but if I somehow you comment and I don't either like it or respond, it's because YouTube won't let me. So thank you, and for anybody who's a new subscriber who's watching this, thank you. My numbers are going up pretty quickly right now, and every time I see that my subscriber number goes up, I'm like, oh, and then I say thank you out loud, to whoever has come to play with me. So Aries, I think 33 views as I'm recording this on 4/3, which is significantly more. Virgo's coming up. They got 29, but I figure since I did a bonus for Capricorn, a bonus for Pisces, and a bonus for Aries, I was like, ooh, that's like the three elements. And I'm like, wait, there's a fourth element. Fire, water, earth. So air. But there's a lot of air energy in all of these readings. So if you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick this month, there's plenty of air energy in all the readings, especially Aquarius. I think I was going to look up the planetary positions before I did this, because I know there's some stuff going on with Aries energy. I believe Mars was in Gemini at the turn of the month, so I don't know how long it's going to be in there. Maybe until the 15th or so. If I had to guess, I'd have to look at it. And then starting the month at least with the Sun and Venus in Aries. So there's air, there's feminine, there's masculine energy. This is supposed to be a love reading. I think Aries' reading could have been sort of either internally or externally, but this is going to be specifically more trying to find out what's going on with relationship energies. So I'm using the elemental hexagons. Really excited that the person that makes them was still selling them when I went to purchase them. I was like, I don't know, I'm going to order them, and if they come, they come, and they came, and I was excited. Got the Aquarian Tarot. I've trimmed mine. Voila. And then I've got my message deck, and I just sort of skimmed through to see what the hell I was even talking about in the general Aries reading for April, and I use this deck, so I don't know if the same messages are gonna come out. I was thinking, well, if I pick the pink cards, that it probably won't be the same messages, but that's not how it works. I was like, well, what about the rainbow? And then I got a little bit of the colors of the rainbow, so pretty in disguise, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I believe that's Satchmo. What a wonderful world, but I'd have to check. I think that's right. Because now I gotta check, because it's bothering me. Yeah, it is What a Wonderful World. So I have the Israel, I think it's like comic, I'm never gonna remember his name right. I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to lean over right now. Oh, I just choked on my own saliva. Kamakawiwo Ole. And I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. So he did a mashup of that and Over the Rainbow, which on my music deck is the Four of Wands, which is, oh man, I'm still choking. The Four of Wands, I believe that's Aries energy. Venus and Aries, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, it's Venus and Aries. Which is what we have right now. And then it's also the masculine and the feminine energy coming together, that 11-11. Two unified beings coming to make a strong foundation. So there is that background energy when I was thinking of pulling one of each color, but we'll see what drops out. So we're supposed to be getting more information about relationships. When I was reading for Pisces last night, I was like, okay, let's get some practical, real world information, and the guides and angels were like, So it's probably going to be another obscure energetic thing. But there's a lot of Aries Mars energy popping off right now. My chair needs to go up a little bit. There we go. It's like sitting on the floor. I got a shirt from my cafe press. This one's like 10 years old, so it's a little bit crusty. But I still have Lotus Dragon on there. Nope. There's my chair again. Stop. The classic here and the acid quad. I don't know why all of my shirts ended up being gray. Okay. I do have a pink one. Let's see what we've got here. My Love Will Drown Your Soul, number 3. Aw, you know I love you, 36. Look at this. This is giving me that 3-6-9 progression. 3 to 36. Cube root. 36 is 6, which is the Lovers. That's so cute. Oh. Let's get some. 3 of Swords and 9 of Swords in reverse. Ending the nightmare, ending the pain, ending the trauma. Interesting. And of course, it's more of the 3-6-9 progression. It's sort of like flipping the script, too. Let me get some hexagons, which is also 6. Yeah, they're each 60 degrees. 60-degree angles. Making up 360 of the circle. Okay. They're kind of bouncy, but they're not really coming out. I'm going to ruin the corners of this deck because it doesn't shuffle back together very well. It comes out like this. The Lover's Oracle, the heart-shaped cards that I have, they're easier to bounce back into shape, plus they're like 3 times as thick as these. Okay, Beryllium, number 4. True Gem Honesty. Okay. This is that diamond in the rough energy. I'm hearing in the back of my head it's better to burn out than to fade away, and I don't think that's really applicable to this. It came out kind of upside down, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to justify taking reversals on this deck. Remember that I got this, I think it was for the April readings. I don't remember who it was, what I was using this deck. Maybe Taurus? Cancer? No. No, it wasn't. maybe Gemini. I don't remember. But it was talking about the masculine energy taking down a false front and um, willing to be himself, even if it wasn't as polished as the facade. You know, like, I'm not going to keep fronting the ego version of me. I'm going to put out, like, me. Like, who am I? Right? It's like, we're not going to be this sculpted, polished gem because there's something really spectacular about the energy of a raw stone. I mean, there's nothing wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with having a shiny, polished gem. This is a hematite. But there is something. Oh, I just have the crustier one's under my bed. Grr. Well, this one's a little bit more rough looking, even though it's still smooth. Right? There's like some inclusions. There's some kind of discernible character, right? It's not like we're all stamping all these rhinestones out and they're exactly the same, right? It's like we're not every single card on the back looks like this, right? Every storefront looks shiny and exact. But the reality is this sort of chaotic fractal existence. Beryllium, which of course makes emeralds. I think, does beryl make rubies too, or am I imagining? Or that's something that begins with C, I think. Now I gotta look it up. Let me see. Emerald, aquamarine, and morganite. Okay, I knew it was somebody else. I thought I had a red one too. I did my crystal research like 2 years ago, and I haven't finished my deck yet, so I don't actually remember. What is the red one called? God damn it. Aquamarine, emerald, goshen, red beryl, scarlet emerald. Just, come on, man. That's where it says the greatest concentration of gem-grade red beryl comes from the ruby violet claim in the Wawa Mountains of Midwestern Utah. But it doesn't say exactly that it's the same thing as ruby. That's weird. I don't know why that was so important to look up. Okay, so anyway, beryllium. I'm gonna get something else off on a tangent. Notice that this is number 4 here, and I did mention that 4 of Wands. Okay. Oh, I thought I was getting 1, but now I have 3. Palladium. So we have Mott and Sekhmet. Sekhmet to me is like the strength card. I don't remember what Mott does, but she gives me more of like a sky energy. Like, I want to say the Queen of Swords. 46. So they're the 4 combining with the 6 energy. It's just like dome chapel back there, but it's open to the elements. Something with the strength and the Queen of Swords. Oh, okay, because strength sometimes alternates with with justice. And the Queen of Swords and Justice are different vibrations slash lower vibrations of the High Priestess. Okay. So Strength and Justice. And we have Neon, the Messenger and the Sign. Number 10. So we have a completion. This is kind of like a ta-da moment. Like a performance. So we have cadmium, pigments, and energy. Right? Cadmium red, cadmium yellow. Again, this idea of things that are not always red being red. So we're dealing with problems, and I notice I said that the cube root of 36 is 6. Not the cube root, the square root. What the hell? The square root of 36 is 6. And with this stuff that has alternate forms of red, to me, it's giving me this idea that what you think is the problem isn't really the root problem. There's an issue that's coming up, and in order to resolve it, it has to come from the root chakra, which is beneath, that sounds derogatory. It's below the sacral chakra. It's in the root. It's like, I want to see what the root chakra does, because I feel like I'm not quite getting it. What does the root chakra do? So it is it is grounding and security. Support. Okay, alright. It's like, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. I don't have anybody to support me. I'm doing it all on my own. So even if you're coming in with this yellow energy, like, oh, I'm finally self-confident, it's sort of like, well, I feel like I know what I'm doing, but I still feel like I have nobody supporting me. Like, I'm out here all by myself, so what does it matter if I feel in my gut feeling I'm doing the right thing? What's the point? And this is the strength and justice, right? It's like, ooh, I finally have the strength, but this isn't fair. 46 and 48, the difference between them is the 2 again. But this is like, again, it's like this neon sign. It's like, haha, I've done it. Like, look at me, I'm doing the thing. And it's like you can write it in big honking neon letters, and if you feel, if there's nobody there to see it, like, what does it matter? Where's my support? You know, I don't, like, my sign's gonna burn out because my outlet isn't grounded. So it looks like the pain and the nightmare has to do with feeling isolated, feel like you have to polish yourself, or shout, or have it like skywrite it that you've done something, that you exist in order to be seen. But this is like, in my gut, I know that there's a connection, but that I'm having a hard time feeling this. Like, where is it? What's happening? Where you at? So this red card that was sitting underneath those two after I flipped them over is looking at me. It says, a new view of reality, awareness of distortions, which is kind of what I was just saying. 271. Now, when I accidentally said the cube root, I was thinking, well, the cube root of 27 is 3. And then there's a 1 on the end, the magician. It's like a magic trick with the poof and the smoke, and it's like, this is what it was all along. Like, no more Siegfried and Roy and the tigers and the sparkles and everything. Okay. But there isn't really an explanation of why the two romantic partners feel like they're they're out there all alone. Like I don't have any support. It's like um somebody might feel like they don't have enough friends, or the friends they have don't really care about what they're doing. And another person might have like all the friends in the world that seem sort of into what they're onto, but it's sort of like they only are bedazzled, or like they're only um enamored of the facade. They they don't they don't see this diamond in the rough kind of energy. They don't see the beauty in the natural state. They're like, ooh, this is majestic. It's like, no, let's tear like pave it and put up a parking lot because we like that better. Let's tear down this vista and put up a disco, you know. So let me get from the Aquarian Tarot. I didn't even finish asking the question. Chucked right out the World card. I was gonna say, let me get from the Aquarian Tarot, because the Aquarian energy that's present uh, in abundance, at least starting in January, sort of tapered into Piscean energy, but it's still there. Um, this sort of changing consciousness, the Age of Aquarius stuff, and it didn't even finish. Just gave me the World card. Saturnian energy. Yeah, Saturn's in Aquarius right now. Um, we do have this consciousness shift that's happening right now. Um, Uranus in Taurus and Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, in Capricorn. And then we have Leo and Aquarius are the other two, right? Aquarius energy experiencing great shifts. And the sun is in Aries right now. It's There's a lot of highlighting between like emotional grounding, the shift in consciousness, and the masculine energy. It's basically the patriarchy is, it's like the distortions are starting to melt away, right? It's like there's like a hologram. It's like the Matrix, but it's like when um it's like if you take, everybody's getting their 3D glasses taken off, and it's like it doesn't look like anything anymore. It's a distortion. It's a again, it's like holographic. It's not real, and this is happening all over the world. And so, if you're in a relationship with somebody, and either one or both of you is already trying to overcome the distortions in what you're projecting, it's like if the world around you is still in this like, ooh, it needs to be prettier, um, you probably are gonna feel like out way out in the boondocks here. I know it's hard to see because of the card, but there's because of my camera, but it's out in the desert, and there's this little chapel with a wire dome over it. So I wanna I wanna know specifically what the masculine energy. Two of Pentacles inverted. Not gonna juggle that, real me and fake me anymore. Jupiter and Capricorn. Again, this Aquarian energy is some of this is because the timelines aren't solid, but it's also like you've been hemming and hawing for a long time, and now you've got to put one of these things down. And it's like one of the things is like it's not only is it like starting to slip out of the hands, but it's also not even all the way on the card. Masculine's wearing his Joanne hat. In his feels. So what is going on with the feminine energy? The Two of Cups. Okay, so they both have a 2, which is a low vibration of the Lovers. The masculine is holding the decision part, right? Because the Lovers is a choice. And the feminine energy is holding essentially the emotional space. In theory, this should have come up as a distortion, like, where is it? But the fact that the initial message was, my love will drown your soul. The masculine's out here getting swimming lessons. What is the point, though? Like, what needs to be expressed to help solve this? And I see 2 pink cards that I'm gonna yank out here. Oh, one of them, okay. I guess it's these 2, because the other one's actually orange. Reminds me of when I did George Michael, and he couldn't tell what color the cards were, because he's fucking colorblind. Okay, whether you know it or not, you need their guidance, 63. Nurturing, take a week off, 40. So there's the masculine number and a 0, which is the Fool. But again, it goes back to that 4 of Wands number. And this is answering the 9. Whose guidance, though? Whose guidance do they need? Is it the Friends? Can't be the Friends. It's the higher selves. Okay. So this, in order to heal the root chakra blockage, to get that grounding and sense of security, even if you're out here, it's like, stop trying to anchor yourself so hard. The guidance that you need is essentially coming from your higher self, or guides, angels, interdimensional beings, ancestors, whatever. It's like you need guidance from all the multi-dimensional aspects of yourself, right? There's something your ego is trying to tell you, even though it's sort of like a trickster energy. But your inner child has guidance, your higher self has guidance, your gut has the guidance. So all of them is this sort of collective they. And this nurturing, take a week off, it's like, if you don't feel secure, if you feel like you're alone, take the time to ground, to give yourself that foundation in this energy, so that you can just sort of leap without having anyone there to catch you, right? It's like, if you sit and let your higher energies, your multidimensional energies, kind of twist together, it'll give you that, it'll sort of tie you to the ground, so that when you go to bungee jump off the cliff, you have that anchor. It's like you can't, it's like, if you sit still for a minute and just kind of be with the universe, that it'll give your root chakra an opportunity to ground, instead of trying to like throw the roots outwards. They'll actually gain traction and get in there. Oh, this, did I say this was platinum? This is palladium. Because this is platinum, 78. The wheel and strength or justice combining into the devil energy. But here we have Ptah, the opener of ways. He's sort of responsible for the creation of the earth. But what's here is this, there's this strip of land, of ground, popping up between these two emotional bodies. And I feel like he's coming in to give the grounding energy. He's holding on to this electric rod thing. And I feel like this Ma and Sekhmet thing looks like some kind of, like she's kneeling on the ground and she's got these wings out and it looks, I mean, well, I mean, she could be hang gliding, right? She's getting ready to go hang gliding. But it also looks electrical to me. I still feel like I'm not wrapping this up right. Alright, let me try this orange card. This sounds too good to be true. 94, breaking down to 13. Okay. Alright. So I think the reason that I'm having a hard time wrapping up this reading and trying to like give a summary and a conclusion is that it's like it can't be that easy. You can't just like have distorted uh root energy and then decide that how to fix it in order to be with your person is to uh you know, take a vacation for a week. But I mean, that seems to be the thing. It's like, how do you feel safe? How do you feel like someone cares about what you're doing? It's like you have to sort of practice love on yourself. It's like, what is the self-care? Well, you know, spend $4 and get some, you know, stupid toiletries and just treat yourself, even if it feels dumb. Like, you know, do the face mask, get like get a nail clipper, get a nail file, get some Epsom salts and soak your feet. Get a new pillow to put your feet up on, and buy or stream or rent a movie or something. Um, what's something that you want to do right now? You know, it's like it doesn't matter what expectations other people have on you. They want you to do uh, a collaboration. They want you to do a work. They want you to help them move. They want you to come to the kid's birthday party. It's like, I gotta make a dinner. I gotta do this. I've gotta take out the trash. It's like, what do you want to do today? And if it's not what you want to do, then it's not coming from this grounded, centered place. And sometimes you just have to be like, you know what? In order to feel safe and like somebody cares about me, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I want to read a book. I want to go for a walk. I want to actually sleep. I want to go buy some rare action figure that I've told myself that I don't need or deserve. It's like, what is the thing that's going to make you feel like something in you is actually getting what it wants? You know, do you want to drive to scenic location and sit there for 10 minutes? Then do that. Um, and that's that's sort of, it sounds too good to be true. It's like, that's too easy. I don't have time for that. But the card, getting rid of that Nine of Swords, setting up that foundation, breaking down to 13, death transformation, that's how to do it. Self-care leads to energy, clearing of energy distortion leads to tapping into universal guidance, leads to being able to express clear communication with your love interest. All right, so that's what's in the stack here. I'm gonna call it there because if I keep talking, it's just gonna get kind of convoluted. If you want to get a personal reading, my sign here, you can hit me up. thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. The complete list of readings and how much they cost is going to be in the description box underneath here. If you'd like to donate energy exchange tip jar, that's PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. If you'd like to get stuff for your money, I've got merch, like my shirt that I'm wearing, prints and actual art items like drawings, paintings, foam lotus, plushies. I've got coloring books, dark poetry book. Everything here through the link tree, linktr.ee/CATtheMinion. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Check out my playlists tab, my discussion tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.